Will you marry me, Miss Baxter? I mean, Phyllis?
Yes! Surely will, Mr. Molesley.
Downton Abbey 3 is officially happening and will feature the ultimate end, including a heartfelt tribute to the late Dame Maggie Smith. The film will honor both Smith and her beloved character Violet, the Dowager Countess, following the legendary actress's passing. Smith passed away in September 2024 at 89, while her character story wrapped up in Downton Abbey: A New Era when Violet passed away at the end of the film. Executive producer Gareth Neame has assured fans that Downton Abbey 3 will include a heartfelt tribute to both Dame Maggie Smith and her character Violet. Speaking to TV Line, Neame explained that while the story was always planned, Smith's passing has made it even more poignant. The loss of the Dowager now feels even more significant as we see characters mourning the family matriarch, while the actors themselves are also grieving the matriarch of the show, he shared. He added that the cast and crew's deep respect for Smith will be evident in the film, emphasizing, "We will never see the like of Dame Maggie Smith again." Hugh Bonneville, who played her on-screen son Robert Crawley, also described the third film as a lasting tribute to the legendary actress. It will be interesting to see how this lasting tribute happens. Downton Abbey: A New Era wrapped up several long-running storylines while paving the way for the Crawleys' future. Most notably, it bid farewell to one of the franchise's most iconic characters, Lady Violet. At the end of the film, Violet passed away peacefully, surrounded by her loved ones. She had previously revealed to Mary in the 2019 film that she was gravely ill, yet she held on through the sequel, which takes place a year or two later. True to her nature, Violet's final days weren't without a bit of mystery. She revealed that, before almost eloping with Prince Kurrigan, she had a brief connection with a French marquis who gifted her his villa. Though she insisted nothing happened, he remained devoted to her for the rest of his life. Violet's last moments were a mix of her signature sharp wit and heartfelt goodbyes. She shared wisdom with Mary, entrusted Isabel with letters from the Marquis, and reflected with Tom and Lucy Branson on how far Tom had come since his scandalous elopement with Sybil. She even set aside old tensions with her cousin, Lady Maud Bagshaw, and gave Robert and Cora her love before passing. Her death gave A New Era its true meaning, marking the end of Downton's Edwardian past and ushering in a new chapter with Lady Mary leading the family into the modern world. There is also the question of whether Lady Mary and Henry Talbot call it quits. Lady Mary truly represents a new era, keeping Downton Abbey running smoothly while juggling the film of The Gambler and resisting her growing attraction to director Jack Barber. However, one major absence in Downton Abbey: A New Era was her husband, Henry Talbot, which even Mary herself acknowledged. Henry was said to be off at a car rally in Istanbul, a convenient excuse considering Mary has long worried that he might love racing more than he loves her. As a result, he missed key family moments, including Tom and Lucy's wedding, and likely Lady Violet's funeral and the birth of the Bransons' baby 9 months later. While Henry was away, Mary seemed to step into her grandmother's shoes, embracing a new chapter in her life and even sparking a romance that mirrors some of Lady Violet's youthful flings. In reality, Matthew Goode was unavailable for A New Era because he was busy filming The Offer, a Paramount Plus series about The Godfather. His absence allowed Mary to develop a new love interest, though she ultimately chose to stay loyal to Henry, realizing that life isn't always about what she wants. Interestingly, for the first time in the Downton Abbey films, Mary also reflected on her late husband Matthew, even making a cheeky reference to his fairy tale prince looks, a fun nod to Stephen's role in Disney's Beauty and the Beast. Since Henry only had a brief cameo in the 2019 Downton Abbey film and was entirely missing from A New Era, it raises the question, is Mary's marriage on the rocks? Could the next film see her moving on for good? Also, in Downton Abbey: A New Era, things took a dramatic turn when Cora feared she might be dying. Luckily, that wasn't the case. Dr. Clarkson reassured both her and Robert that she didn't have cancer, but the scare was enough to shake the Earl of Grantham to his core. Robert was already dealing with an emotional storm after discovering a shocking possibility. Based on the timing of Lady Violet's affair with the Marquis and his own birth, there was a chance the Marquis could be his real father. If true, that would mean Robert had never been the rightful Earl of Grantham and had spent his entire life unknowingly living a lie. Pair that revelation with his mother's declining health and the fear of losing Cora, and it was all too much for him to handle. Thankfully, Lady Violet cleared things up before passing away, swearing that nothing happened between her and the Marquis. Taking her at her word, Robert's title remains secure, ensuring that his grandson George will inherit the estate when the time comes. Since Robert and Cora had more minor roles in the 2019 Downton Abbey movie, A New Era gave them a much-needed spotlight, letting their storyline shape both the Crawley family's past and future. Not to forget that after years of struggles, Downton Abbey finally gave Thomas Barrow the happy ending he deserved. In A New Era, Barrow found an unexpected connection with film star Guy Dexter, who, like him, is a closeted gay man. When Dexter offered him a new life as his personal assistant, and likely more, Barrow took the chance for happiness and accepted. In the first Downton Abbey movie, Barrow had a brief romance with the king's valet, Richard Ellis, but in A New Era, he learned that Ellis had married, crushing any hopes for their future. Unlike Ellis, Barrow wanted to embrace life more openly, even with the limitations of the time. With Lady Mary's support, he decided to leave Downton behind to pursue a new beginning with Dexter. By officially resigning as Downton's butler, Barrow likely bids farewell to the series along with Robert James Collier, who has been part of the cast since the very start. It's a bittersweet but fitting conclusion to his journey. Also, Carson is back at Downton, this time to train Andy as the next butler. With Barrow moving on, Lady Mary called on Carson to return, despite his retirement due to palsy. He always took pride in his job, and after his amusing misadventures in the south of France, it made sense for him to come back as butler emeritus. Now, Carson gets to work alongside his wife, Elsie, again while mentoring Andy for the role. Meanwhile, Andy and Daisy, who got engaged in the TV series, officially tied the knot off-screen between the two movies. They're now settling into life at Mr. Mason's farmhouse, ready for their own fresh start, while Carson helps shape the future of Downton's staff. Now, Downton Abbey: A New Era doesn't wrap up the entire saga, but instead sets the stage for another sequel, even without Maggie Smith's Lady Violet. The Crawley family seems to be in a stable place, leaving behind the turbulence of the past. Lady Mary may have an absentee husband and the weight of managing Downton on her shoulders, but her children, with Matthew and Henry, are well set for the future. Lady Edith, now the Marchioness of Hexham, is content with her husband, Bertie Pelham, and their children are financially secure. Tom and Lucy Branson are deeply in love, and they'll inherit Lady Maud's Brumpton estate. On top of that, Lady Violet ensured Sibby would inherit the villa in the south of France. Meanwhile, Lady Isabel Merton is happily married to Lord Merton. As for Downton Abbey 3, it could focus on the next generation, especially George, Sibby, and Marigold, the eldest Crawley cousins. Julian Fellowes might also find another way to bring fresh outsiders to the house, much like he did with the King and Queen or the British film production in the earlier movies. The final scene in A New Era gives us a sense of closure, with Lady Violet's memory honored and the family gathered to welcome the newest member, Tom and Lucy's baby, ready to face the future together. Well, that's it for today. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel because more updates are coming on Downton Abbey 3 as we get closer to September, and we will be covering everything. Thank you so much for watching our video today, and we'll see you next time.